What's going on, guys? It's Bless. Cheers and booze. It's always good to be back. How is it going over there? Happy New Month. It's Feb. We're taking down the year 2026. We're taking down the year, and yeah, that's that. Hope everyone is doing okay. Well, the topic of the day is moving on. Moving on. There are times in life, there are times in our lives, everyone's life, where everything is going great, and you started a business, you moved out of home, you said you built your own house, and you got married, or you're walking down that path with a lady you want to get married to, or something of that sort. There's a lot good going on in your life, and suddenly one day shit hits the fan, and shit starts shit's shit is not working out anymore. Suddenly, your girl wants to file for divorce. Suddenly, your girl, probably not your girl or your man, could be your girl, or let me use the right word. Suddenly, your partner wants to part ways. Suddenly, you're unemployed, and because when things are going right, we expect it to be like this for the rest of our lives. But the reality check is down the line, you're gonna meet certain obstacles that are gonna really test us. If you have to keep moving on down that path, or you have to stop and reset, refocus, and rebuild down the line. But most of the times when things are going good, no one is thinking of like a backup plan, because things are going okay. There's no exit plan. You're not saving for retirement. You're not like because say like for younger people, say in their 20s, early 30s, everything is going great. Probably everything is going great. You have like a good thing going on, and there's nothing like a backup plan. You expect things to be the same, to be flowing like that for the rest of your life. And one day you wake up and everything has vanished. The business is the profits, the profits are gone. You're going down on losses and losses and losses, and it happens. It happens in life. Like your girl left, your partner left. Say like you lost a loved one, you lost a friend, or something of a sort that you have a circle of friends where you guys grew up together, but then like things are happening for them and they're not yet happening for you. People are moving away from their childhood homes, and you're still stagnant there, or like any sort of thing that could happen to you that is like bad. Any sort of thing that could happen to you that's bad. And most times when something of that sort happens, it's either gonna make you or it's gonna break you. And most times, 8 out of 10, if things have been going away, you hit like an obstacle. Most times it's gonna be challenging to transition from that phase. It's just a phase, but most times we let it break us. Say like you had you had it all planned out with your partner, and you guys were walking down that path of like marriage, start a family, and suddenly after like 2 3 years, she's not like down for that plan anymore. She ghosts you, and probably he ghosts you, and they leave. So what are you gonna do when shit hits the fan? Most times it's where people get into like bad habits. They start drinking, smoking, depression, to avoid sitting in the sadness alone, because it's hard to transition. It's very easy when you've been through a bad situation, and like a good thing happens, but it's really very hard to transition from like let me give you a better example. Like for context, I'm a Ugandan, and yeah, we just go through our elections, presidential, parliamentary, and all sorts of things. There are people who lost their seats. The people who lost their seats, but had no idea they were going to lose their seats. Now, for those people, it's going to be hard to transition back to reality, because you're good. As an MP or a minister, there was a lot of good things. There were a lot of privileges you are used to. You had gotten used to having on a daily basis, monthly basis, annual basis. So the transition from power to a normal civilian usually hits hard some people. The transition from like a marriage to a divorce usually breaks down people. The transition from like employment to unemployment, it crushes people. And there's a transition, there's that phase where you have to sit in it, find a way of getting back to your glory days, finding ways of getting back to your prime, and that's like a phase that actually breaks you. And because you're used to the privileges coming your way, you weren't working on yourself because it happens to everyone. By the way, it happens to everyone. It has happened to me before, where like you like you thought things are gonna be as good as they are currently, and you're gonna walk that path for the rest of your life. You must have a backup plan. You must have a backup plan. You must have a backup strategy. Because any time, any day, it's easier to build. It's very easy. It's easier to lose than it is to build. Building takes like couple years. You could build for like over 6 years to get to like that diamond you're working for. Or you could build for like 3 months to get like that chick or lady you're pursuing, that partner, whatever it is. It takes long to build. It's very much easier to lose all that in a week, in a day, in a month, in a second. You could lose your life in a second. Things could be going great for us today and lose a loved one tomorrow, a loved one tomorrow, someone you thought you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You could lose your job tomorrow, but it's not the end of the world. It didn't have to be. It didn't have to define you. You have to to reassess. You have to go through like three phases of transforming your life, which is phase one would be like resetting, fully auditing your life, and say things are not going as good for you. You could have to reset your life and be like, why am I stagnant? Why does this keep happening to me? Why am I moving in circles? I'm circling back to the same position day in, day out, day in, day out. You have to bring whatever happened to you to your full awareness. Maybe you lost a job, maybe you lost your business, maybe you lost a car, maybe you lost a loved one. You have to bring that to your full awareness, fully embrace it, and you have to bring it to your cautious awareness and be like, nah, this this happened, fucked up shit happens to everyone, but this doesn't have to define me. It doesn't have to define your past. Doesn't have to define your future. Your current actions today should be the ones that define your future. But if you're like stagnant in life, you have to assess like what's really going on. That's like resetting. That's phase one. We have to take like full accountability of your life and fully assess like what's really going on, what's on ground, what is on ground, what is like hindering my progress, what is really hindering my progress, what can I do. Then after fully resetting your life, you pluck out all the negative things, the bad things that have kept you there. Then you go to phase two. Phase one is resetting. Phase two, like rebuilding, where you actually take action and be like, okay, I lost my job, but I can still apply out. I can still learn a new skill. I can, if you lost say a loved one, you could find ways of like bouncing back from that loss you had to take and move on. Funny, and you could lay out a plan. Say I'm going to rebuild my body. Set out a plan and be like, I'm going to be at the gym for a start, because you don't have to do a lot at the start. Do like 2 times, 2 days in a week, 2 days out of 7. I can be at the gym, processing those emotions through the gym, lifting weights. It could be cardio, like running. Could be anything that you set out to do. Commit to it and actually take action on it. Or it could be like really like trying to start a new business. You could draw out a plan. Another business you're trying to delve into, lay out a plan, fully take action, follow up every day in, day out. If you do it for like 3 months or like 30 days for the start, 30 days consistently, that's like taking action, and that's like rebuilding. That's the rebuild phase. Then stage three is of moving on. That's like rebranding yourself. That's more like the more actions you take on a daily basis, you're gonna have like a different perceived image of yourself. You're like rewiring your thoughts, because you're spinning. You used to like just initially phase one, you're just chilling at home, doing nothing with your life. Phase two, you jump into rebuilding. You set out a plan. You're hitting the gym now. You're meeting different people every now and then. Then the more you keep doing it consistently, day in, day out, you're rebranding yourself. Like you're changing how you think of yourself. You're changing You're changing your image, how you dress, how you talk, all those kind of things that are going to really help you down the line because it's all a process. It don't happen magically, but that loss, that business you lost, that person you lost, that loved one you lost, they didn't have to define you. Moving on is one of the hardest things because people use it as an excuse. People use the loss they went through as an excuse to stay stagnant because it's much more easier. It's much more easier to do nothing than to do something about your current situation. It's very much more easier, but at the end of the day, no one actually really cares about you. So you have to take like full action for yourself, go through all the phases, reset, rebuilding, then rebranding yourself, seeing yourself as the new boss, seeing yourself as the person who can get yourself out of any situation. Because at the end of the day, the main reason like it is hard to move on nowadays is because we have outsourced everything. We have outsourced our happiness. We can only feel happy when we're around people. We have outsourced like everything, like literally everything. We are dependent on other people than we are dependent on ourselves. Basically, meaning that where most of the people are not like independent, and that's the biggest cause of misery. So it will actually really hinder your progress if you have to like move on, bouncing back from a loss you've taken, bouncing back from that obstacle you hit down the line. But reality is obstacles are gonna come every now and then. Regardless if you like, even if you're going through these phases, reset, rebuild, rebranding, you could hit another obstacle. But still have to realize that you have to keep working on yourself. That even if like it's like even the people who have made it in life, say like Elon Musk, the people who are at the top, they get through like different losses every now and then, but they know that when they win big. So as you're going through your phases, as you're going through those three phases, you have to keep working on yourself. That way, when you suddenly get into another obstacle in business, you have like better ways of bouncing back quicker than the previous time. Anyway, that's all I have for you. That's all I have for you guys today. The topic was moving on, and those key three phases can help you bounce back from any loss. That could help you. That could leave you stagnant. The year is still young. We could achieve a lot more in this year, and yeah, cheers and bows. I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, and comment. You can keep the conversation going in the comment section. Peace.